life. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Way to a Great Marriage cast. I'm Tony. This is LaRonda.
Hello.
She said I always make her laugh whenever we get
He
started.
does. He gets me tickled every time.
And so she has a song Miss Omi wrote many years ago. Miss Omi enjoyed listening to her
She
songs. We
did.
played her about 8 or 9 of them today
We did.
when we went to visit her. But here is LaRonda singing one of Miss Omi's songs. So I'll turn it over to her.
All right. This one is called I Came on Business for the King. Some people come to God's house to worship, and some people come to be seen. Others they come to see if there's trouble, but I came on business for the King. I came on business for the King. Yes, I came on business for the King. We need to learn more about him. So I came on business for the King. Faithful and let's see, faithful and true, would he find us watching if he should come today? We will be praising the name of the Savior. The sign says that he's on his way. Well, it may be today, tonight, or tomorrow. The time we do not know. But when he appears, will we find we're working for the one who loves us so? We came on business for the King. Oh, we came on business for the King. We need to learn more about him. So we came on business for the King. See, that was written 10/28 of 95, and there is Mom's handwriting. Thank you, Mom, for that wonderful song. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for giving it to her. And yes, we went to visit her today, and sure enough, we Tony probably played he probably played 6 of the songs that I've sung, or 8.
It was more than a week, but we may not have done 7 in a week. So.
Yeah, and she said, "Oh, Loretta, that's so good." And I said, "Well, they're your songs, Mom." And she said, and she just raised her little hand up and praised God. Then Tony taped Cecil today, Uncle Cecil, preaching, and she watched the whole broadcast, and
it's on here.
Yeah, it's on here too. Yeah, on our
go to the
channel,
Gloryland playlist, and it should be there.
Yeah, so thank you for coming and watching us.
And then the girls, there were 2 girls out in the hallway enjoying us.
Oh, were they? The 2 girls were? Good.
Yeah, they're probably in their 80s, but
oh, that was so sweet. We'll call them girls.
I didn't. I realized that the book I wanted to do, Critical Choice, is probably down at my dad's. But I thought that you guys might like the Love is a Choice. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
I thought we might look at some of the things in it and see how it goes.
Sounds good.
Until LaRonda's like, everybody's codependent. Well, everybody is.
Well, to an extent.
Or to Tony.
Yeah, exactly. To Tony they are.
So the first thing is it defines codependency. Codependency is the fallacy of trying to control interior feelings by controlling people, things, or events on the outside. So it's basically trying to control people, places, and things rather than dealing with your own issues. You want to deal with other people's issues.
Cecil said, take all the weeds out of your own garden first.
Right.
Before you weed somebody else's.
And you don't throw them over the fence.
No, to somebody else's.
I've learned that too.
Yeah.
You throw them away.
Yes.
But, But a codependent person wants to try to fix somebody else rather than looking at their own
True.
problems.
It's true.
And so we have to look at ourselves first. That was one of the things I had to kind of get on somebody that was wanting to prophesy over somebody else. And whenever, really, God tells us what we need to do, not what somebody else needs to do. And that's one of the reasons I have trouble with, basically the gift of prophecy to me is where, like a preacher, he's using the Bible where it's already prophesied about end times.
He's just telling you about it.
He's telling you about end times. It's not like something new, you come up, God's going to give you a new car.
Right, no.
or something
This is
like
true.
that. But, but if God's going to tell you something, Fred Shelton once told me he's going to tell you something about you and not about somebody else.
Now, I not to contradict that at all, I agree 100%. But sometimes God may use someone to push you along the way that you're supposed to go.
Right. Well, you can listen to a message and then get some confirmation maybe or something.
Confirmation, yeah, that's a good word.
For something that you're hearing.
Been praying about.
Yeah, you've been praying about and that sort of thing.
And He can use someone to confirm that.
But that's the nightmare with codependence is they want to fix other people.
True.
And that isn't healthy for either person.
No. One of my friends from Sierra says, I always want to fix everybody. It's like, I know, it's kind of a woman thing too, so.
Right. Maybe the nurturer.
Yeah,
maybe.
a nurturer.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The codependent control or lack of it is central in every aspect of life, though. It's not just, it's one of those things where they want to tell people what to do in every,
all the time.
All the time. Sometimes they're called fixers, sometimes they're called control freaks.
Right.
or we, because I'm codependent. It's like, maybe we'll get in here where it talks about it being a pandemic, but that's the one of the problems about codependency. A codependent is driven by one or more compulsions, and so your answer to the question, "What do you seek most in life?" may reveal your compulsion. Is there some?
That's good.
Yeah. Are you in pursuit of money, prestige, or power? If so, you may be addicted to money or material things.
Right.
Material things is maybe a way of expressing love. You need some people want you to spend time with them. And then but anyway, is there some habit or repetitive pattern that you see? What that dominates your life, and so that's what you look for. They say that whatever you spend your money on, you can look at your checkbook and your calendar, and you can see what is most important to you.
Well, we usually spend ours on gas and food, but we take a whole lot of people out too, and we have for years. So,
or we buy
for others
to prepare meals for.
Right.
For
so we do that a lot, and so that's, if I saw anything for us, that's what it would be,
Right, and our calendar is usually going to
packed. It's packed.
And some people accuse us of going to church every night of the week.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to go to church every night if that's what God puts for you to do.
Number 2, the codependent is bound and tormented by the way things were in the dysfunctional family of origin. So your mom, the core family of your origin. It seems to be that what you want to do is try to, in relationships, you're trying to repeat what went wrong in your family.
Trying to make it right.
Origin, make it right.
Right.
If if you didn't have a good relationship with your dad, or if you didn't have a good relationship with your mom or your sister, you're in your relationships with other people, in your dating relationships or your marriage relationship, you're trying to fix what was wrong with your relationship
I
with
can
your
see
mom and
that,
dad,
yeah.
with your mom or dad or sister and your
Right.
or brother in your original family.
Right.
And so you keep dating people, trying to fix them,
Yeah.
but and in a way fix what was wrong with that relationship. You hope by keep doing it over and over again,
You'll get it right.
You'll make it right.
Kind of like Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Yeah.
He did it over and over. Remember, he learned how to play the piano. He learned how to do crochet. But going back and do the same day over and over.
The ghost of the past.
Yes.
Sometimes they whisper, and sometimes they shout.
Mm-hmm.
It might be just this faint noise in the back that you want. It's kind of interesting. I make fun of her. She married her dad. I don't know, and sometimes I probably married my mom. I don't know.
Sometimes.
I kept marrying my mom. I know that was the case. I don't know if with you. I don't know if you're as much my mom as. But
Sissy
you do a lot of things.
Yeah, Sissy
like
says
that.
a whole lot. Said Mom would have loved me.
Right. And I was able to heal a lot by living with my dad, and I'm sure you were able to live with your dad
100%.
and heal a lot of those issues.
5 years. How long was you with your dad?
Just a couple of years there.
5 years for me.
So number 3, the codependence self-esteem. That is the maturity and frequently is very low. So they're immature. We haven't developed from that. That's one of my sisters, was pointing out, emotionally immature.
Right. Right.
But really, that's part of the codependency. The person we were thinking of, they had daddy issues. We talk about that. That's one of the things we'll say about somebody.
Daddy issues.
They have daddy issues, but really what we're saying is they're codependent. They're trying to redo that relationship with their dad in every relationship to heal the relationship they had with their dad, and try to fix somebody that's like their dad.
Yeah.
Exactly. To heal that relationship, but you can't.
No.
You can't do that. So.
No, you can't. It's a hard one to realize. You cannot do that.
Right. So, how contented with yourself are you?
How contented?
Yeah. How contented with yourself are you?
Don't you think that contentment? I mean, you go in and out of that. You can go in and out of contentment as far as.
Well, some people are self-loathing. They hate themselves.
They do.
And so you could have a very low self-esteem and hate yourself and
not be content.
And not be content. And not be ever content.
Right.
And so, a healthy person probably goes in and out.
Yes, that's what I meant.
A natural person, we refer to people as natural persons because there's not a average person or.
No, I don't know me.
There's a natural person, but we call them natural.
I want to give an example. A friend of mine's mother is 95 years old. And she has been the most contented person ever.
Until now?
No. She's 95 and she's been content and happy with her life her whole life. I've never seen her unhappy with her life. I've never met anybody like that until her. And I told her, I said, I want to be like you. I want to be like you.
Teach me.
Teach me how to be like you. And she has gave me some things.
Oh, okay.
To do. And so for a 95-year-old to be content in whatever state they're in.
And I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, in Philippians, I think it's like 4:12 is to be. I've learned to be content whatever state.
Whatever state I'm in.
And that's what Paul said while he was either chained to a guard or he was in the
Pits.
in the pit of the
Sewage.
sewer of
Yeah.
the dungeon.
Singing songs
he
to
wrote
Jesus.
That. No wonder we were listening to that today. He almost finished it after chapter 3. No wonder it was because he. You know, it's kind of hard to write probably down there.
I'm sure. He probably couldn't hardly see to write.
Well, that's what a lot of people think his thorn in the flesh was. He's losing his vision.
Yeah.
Do you feel as if you have no friends? You know, so that's probably the other thing. It's hard for some people to make friends. They don't have any friends. Real true friends, you know,
That's right.
They're cats. We have that a lot today, you know, in the media today.
Dogs.
Cat ladies, you know,
Yeah.
and dog ladies where, you know, their pets are their only friends.
Right.
And they, you know, and they love them more than they do
But
people.
now, Tony, the Bible tells me you've got to be friendly to have friends.
Present yourself friendly in order to have friends.
You have to. Yeah.
You have to actually reach out and ask people to be your friends.
You really do.
That are quality, or else you're going to wind up with a bunch of friends that are
bad friends.
That are bad friends. They will choose you. That's one of the things my sister was taught me is you need to be active in choosing, you know, who you're dating rather than letting them choose you, because predators and people who want to abuse you and stuff like that choose you.
They do.
And, and so you know, you have to be active in that, and it's true. And if you want to have friends, you need to be active in finding friends
and make relationships with them.
And ask people to be your friend.
Yes,
it's not a codependent characteristic. Codependents are afraid to ask people to be their friend. They think that's kind of
childish.
They think that's wrong or something.
Will you be our friend? Yeah. Check yes or no.
Right. Well, they think that it should come naturally, and it doesn't. But then that's the codependent thing. The codependent nightmares. We think that people will fall into our laps as friends.
Right.
And then we wind up with the addict or the abuser as the person, because they choose us.
Right.
And so, do you feel as if you have no friends? Let's see, what does it tell you about your self-esteem? These two questions. And so, do you defend yourself from unfair criticism? You know, do you care about what other people think more than that you become very defensive? You know, people pleasing is another part of this characteristic.
I have CR has really helped me with people pleasing.
Right. And so you don't care, if somebody is unfairly criticizing you, like that's very common today.
It is.
Oh, you're a bigot, you're a Nazi, you're
I'm offended by you.
Just because you're a Christian.
Yeah.
And so
you offend me.
You just like, okay. Well, whenever an adult comes around, I'll respond to that. You just ignore it, and I think that's one of the things you've had trouble with, because lots of times, I've told you that's a rhetorical question. That lots of times people ask questions that you've either already answered or they should know the answer to. But they're asking for reassurance, or they're
assurance of what you said is really true.
Right. Okay. But they're trying to satiate that low self-esteem. They can't see somebody loving them for who they are. So they're like, okay, why are you here? Are you wanting my money?
Yeah. Are you a gold digger?
That's what. Braden asked. That's the first question
Me?
he asked you, right?
Are you a gold digger? I was like, no. Are you? That was funny. He was just 11 when he asked me that.
Yeah. Number 4. the codependent is certain his or her happiness hinges on others. So
Yeah.
you know, you can't find happiness in yourself. So as a codependent, so that's one of the things you have to learn to do, is learn to be content
In yourself.
happy, you know, with who you are, and you know, and how you that your life as it is.
Right.
That, you know, that's the thing that, you know, that we got caught up in, you know, when I was in middle school and in high school. Oh, if I could just get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, then my life, I would be.
Oh, I'd be so happy.
I would be so happy. Yeah.
That would make me happy.
With you, probably, if I just could get married, then
Yes,
I would
I'll be happy. Oh, brother.
That would make me happy.
Oh, brother.
But
No.
that's a very codependent concept, and so.
And the thing is I had a really happy home.
Right.
I had the best mom ever was.
It wasn't like you were running from.
No, I wasn't running from my home.
Right, like what so many were. But,
No.
But I mean, that was that seems to be very common, you know, for that.
For Appalachia too.
Well, for that age group, yeah, it was at the time Beverly Hillbillies was on, and Mary Clampett, when she turned 19, she was an old.
She was an old maid.
Old maid or something like that.
Oh, we feel so sorry for you. You're an old maid, 19 years old.
Or something like
She
that.
said, "I feel so bad. I'm an old
I
maid."
think she was actually 21, but
I don't know. I don't know.
But anyway, that's the reason that we, you know, propagated teen pregnancies. I'm part of that statistic too. Everybody was. We all had babies when we were teens. And
I was. I was
in
18.
Kentucky, you know, in that age. Now it's like you can't get
30.
kids until they're 40.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But anyway, so one extreme to the other.
Yes.
But so our happiness hinges on others. You know, just if I could find that right person, you know, that could, you know, mine was, you know, I've talked to Sissy a lot, you know, that was like my sister. If they could just read my mind or express myself, you know, be able to, you know, because I didn't talk probably till I was like, you know, 4 years old or something like that, and she would tell everybody she would interpret for me.
He wants a piece of pie.
Until she got married, and I was like, I can't, and nobody understands me now.
I don't know what to do.
When she got married when I was 3.5, I was like, now I lost my interpreter. Nobody can explain me to the world. If I can, so my happiness is in finding somebody that can explain me to the world now.
Cece taught me how to explain you to the world.
Oh, really? But you know, so that, you know, that's the that's the codependence.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm not happy, or the other way around. Well, you know, we need to get a divorce because you don't make me happy.
Well, I'm not happy with you anymore.
Right. You
Yeah,
don't make me
exactly.
happy. That's a very codependent expression. You know, that it's all happy. It's all or nothing with happiness.
Well, happy fleets. It goes away.
Right.
It's an
emotion.
It's an emotion.
That's
it goes
why
away.
Love is a choice.
Joy does not, but happiness does.
Right. Well,
even
joy,
David said, "I lost the
joy
joy."
is described in the Bible as clothing that you put on.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's something you have to put on. It's not something that it occurs naturally that you feel, and so it's something you have to.
And it's from the Lord too. Joy is.
Right. In praising the Lord, we get joy.
Yes, we do.
But depends almost totally on what others do and think. Our happiness depends totally on what other people's do and think.
But can I say something?
Sure.
You know, someone can make you very sad by saying something. No, they can, and that's an emotion. But we're allowed emotions. We're allowed happiness. We're allowed sadness.
You're allowed to have whatever emotion you choose. But you're choosing to allow that person to make you sad.
But if somebody pops you in the top of the head with a bat, you know, say your kids, you're going to be sad because it hurt like really bad.
Well, you're probably going to be angry.
And angry. And that's another emotion. So people can cause these emotions.
We're talking about by what people think.
Right.
Or what they do.
Right. But what I'm just
so
saying.
like you know, you didn't love me because you did this,
Right.
or
Gotcha.
you don't love me because you know you think that you think love is a choice rather than an emotion.
Yes, exactly.
You know, so
You chose to love me.
right. I
you know.
chose to love me. What? You don't
don't really love me,
You don't
you
have all
chose-
these overwhelming feelings
You're not
for me.
oogly
Like,
googly?
yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotcha. We had to just like
But
hash that out.
still, I mean, if somebody, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Words will never harm me. That's a little hard one to go. Sometimes words do harm.
Right. So whatever somebody even says shouldn't affect you if you're a natural person.
Right.
If you're a codependent person or a people pleaser, it's going to cut you to the bone and
Right.
destroy you.
Right.
The words, as James says, is going to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's why we should watch what we say, because
Yes.
most of the people in the world, probably 75% of the people in the world are codependent.
Yeah, they
so
are.
our words can kill them.
Yes.
Literally, one way or the other, and
Right.
so we have to be careful with that. But as a person on the other end, I can't allow what somebody says to me. If they call me a bigot or a racist
Right.
or
Right.
a Nazi because I'm a Christian, then I'm like, I just ignore them. Okay, I'll go find an adult to talk to.
Right.
If you want to play the name calling game.
Yeah.
Rather than allowing and so because everybody's codependent, it cuts them to the bone, and they allow those people to just destroy their
Hurt them.
lives.
Yeah.
Because of what or because they
I've done it, I know.
they are able to get them canceled by everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to have anything to do with them because they say something, and which is really sad. But I mean, it's you've got to believe what you believe. The number 5. Let's see how far this goes.
Number 5.
Here's 10. I guess we can finish this up.
Okay.
And we'll go.
This
from
is a
there.
good book, you all. You need to read it.
So, number 5, conversely, the codependent feels inordinately responsible for others. In other words, I'm responsible for your emotions.
Right.
The codependent feels responsible. If you feel sad, then,
I'm
honey,
sorry.
you need to cheer up so I can cheer up.
Yeah.
I can't cheer up until you cheer up. Your sadness, I'm responsible for it. I made you sad.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I know. Exactly. So that the dependent is able to use that against you.
Yeah.
You made me sad.
Yeah.
You're holding a gun to my head and say, "Be sad." I mean, you can't make anybody sad. You can't make anybody unhappy. You can't.
They choose to be sad for the words that's been said to them.
And so the abuser will use that against the codependent and say,
absolutely.
"Hey, you hurt me. You made me sad. You experienced
absolutely.
that.
Yes.
And so.
Just this week. So.
And so you're like, okay, where's the adult?
I want to talk to the adult.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're the only adult in the home, but I can't talk to anybody, so I guess I won't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'll just be without.
I just won't have to deal. I can't deal with that.
Exactly. I don't know.
So the codependent feels acutely and personally responsible for just about everyone's happiness, feelings, thoughts, and actions, even the ability to stay out of trouble. And so, whenever Johnny, they bail him out whenever Johnny gets in jail. No ball is ever going to be in jail.
Yeah.
Or whatever they have that mentality.
Yeah.
Lifted up with pride or something like that. And they they don't let anybody face the natural consequences of their actions because they. They don't hold them accountable for their actions.
That's right.
Because they don't want to see them sad or upset or in jail. Because they don't want to hold them accountable for the actions because they feel responsible for their feelings.
Now, when my Chad was growing up, I told him, I said, if you get out and something happens that you drink and you get caught, you're spending the night in jail. I'm not coming to get you. And, because I wasn't being mean, that would just be the consequence of that. You know, you would have to spend the night in jail.
I tried to bail out his bail wasn't set, but I tried to bail out my brother-in-law once, but now I would be like, well, he needs to face.
He needs to stay in jail.
Face the consequences
Yeah.
of his action.
Exactly.
I mean, his girlfriend had called him up and had an emergency, and he had been drinking, and he drove out there to her house and got busted on the way to her house.
Gotcha.
And so you think that you're safe at your home, but you're not. Something might come up that you need to go somewhere
Exactly.
and do something. So, but the code number 6, the codependent relationship with a spouse or significant other, SOP.
Significant other.
Yeah,
SOP.
significant other person. SOP.
Your SOP.
That's about all it is a SOP. You're sopping up the tears.
Yep.
If it's a significant other person, it is married by a. If a codependent relationship with a spouse is married by a damaging, unstable lack of balance between dependence and independence. Is marred. That's what it is, marred. So the relationship with the codependent is usually they're married to a independent.
Mm-hmm.
The codependent is actually usually dependent on the independent, and so
Gotcha.
you have this it's marred by an unstable lack of balance between dependence and independence.
Yeah. And sometimes it's really bad,
The opposite of codependence is not, though, independence. The opposite of codependence is interdependence.
Interdependence. I remember reading that.
And that's more. It's healthy. Healthy and interdependent persons can be dependent enough to open themselves up and be vulnerable. See, most people aren't able to do that either. They're very protective because they've been hurt and abused in the past. They're afraid to let other people in. And at the same time, they hold a unique self concept which needs no other person to complete. And so it's like, we were talking to like you were talking to one of our friends, he said, it doesn't really matter whether I date or not,
Yep.
And whenever you get to that point, then that's where that you really can be healthy in a relationship.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't really, it doesn't complete you or anything like that.
It's not going to make or break you.
And really, you're not attractive to a healthy person if you are, needy in that
Right.
way, where you're needing somebody to fulfill you and complete
Yes.
you and be enmeshed with you.
Yeah.
If you're able to be, we can, interdependent with each other.
Right.
If we happen to complement each other, then we can complement each other.
Yeah. I love that.
But where that it's all or nothing, where that if we're not one, if we're not enmeshed, then they feel like it's.
Well, I think enmeshment for a married couple, I know a couple that do everything together. One of them still works and one of them it doesn't. But, I think if they did something apart, that both of them would be okay. I think they love doing things together.
Right.
The couple
It's
I'm
not
talking
like
about.
that he's not able to go to work.
No.
And she's able to do things
Yeah.
whenever he's gone. She's not sitting there pining.
Waiting for him.
Pining for,
Yeah.
it's been a miserable day because you
Yeah,
were gone.
because you weren't here for
Right,
8
yeah,
hours,
So
whatever.
the codependent, number 7, is a master of denial and repression. So not only are they in denial, but they help the other person to be in denial.
Oh my, that's terrible. That's not a good thing.
They aid the other person's denial. Oh yeah, they were unfair to you. I don't know why they think you're an alcoholic. You just have a drink every once in a while, just to go
Social.
to sleep. I don't know why they had a horrible problem with you. uh, why did they put you in jail for driving? I mean, like, it was an emergency. I
Oh
mean,
my
did they
goodness.
not understand it? I mean,
I've met that before. I have met that before.
the codependent usually cannot see things as they are, will not evaluate circumstances as being as bad as they are, presenting bad things aren't happening, and find introspection too painful. And that's why that they, they'll wake up, 6 months later and say, "Who are you?"
And why are you here with me?
Or why am I here with
And
you?
how did I hear with you? What did I do?
He changed whenever we got married because they minimized and were in denial all along about all of these little steps these warning signs that they saw all along. Well, I've done the same thing. This is codependency. I'm a codependent too. So you do that is
Right.
you don't see the red flags. As our friend is saying, red flag.
Red, nah,
They don't go to church. Ixnay
on that.
on the dating A.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey Bailey,
Hi, Bailey.
love you, Bailey.
Love you. Well, one thing I want to say with me and Tony told me everything bad about himself that you can be told. Most of everything bad.
That was my sister told me not to do that.
Yeah, but you told me everything bad.
I don't recommend that. Don't do that.
But he did.
Your life. My sister told me life begins when you meet, and it's none of their business what happens before
No.
you.
But the thing about it is I love
What did
Tony.
I call you?
Huh?
Elaine?
No, she called her Bailey. You said, hi, Bailey.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hi, Elaine. I'm reading instead of calling you.
He's
I'm not
reading.
seeing your face, okay?
But anyway, I just want to say, you can love someone, and they're good and bad. And
Right.
but I agree with Sissy. If you've started afresh in a new relationship, a new marriage, you do not have to go back and tell all the bad things you did.
I mean, I can
Because-
understand, if you've been arrested or something
Right.
that's public record that
Right.
they can look up, you need to warn them. Well, whenever your family looks me up, I've got some hidden
This
things
is
in my
things-
closet, and this
yeah.
is what it is.
And you'll find out, that.
Right.
But still, what's Bailey saying?
That's it, Elaine. But I don't care.
That's
Okay.
just your special name for her.
Thank you, Elaine. Let's see. Okay, number 8. I think is that where we're at?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Introspect. Okay. Number 8. The codependent worries about things he or she can't change and may well try to change them.
It's not gonna happen, guys.
I mean, that's one of the first things I learned when I talked to this alcoholic, and he said I had to learn I can't change people, places, or things, which are probably situations.
Right.
And so and that's in the Serenity Prayer. Realizing what I can change, changing the things I can,
And let go of the things I can't.
and realizing the difference. And
Yeah.
so that's part of being a self-actualized person, I guess, or being whole, or a natural person.
Feels
those
good
kind of
too.
things.
I mean, when you're going
You're
towards
not a
that,
whole person, are you?
I sure am.
Okay. They are frustrated trying to control things and persons that are beyond their control and always will be.
Yeah.
Negative self concept and worry and anxiety, which I'm sure causes all kinds of health concerns.
It does.
Hypertension, arthritis.
Diabetes. It can cause even diabetes.
Yeah, and different
Cancer.
things.
Remember, they said even cancer.
Okay, so that's because you're trying to. Cancer can be from where you don't have any control, and
Right.
you subconsciously you're seeking control.
When I wasn't happy, when I wasn't what I felt like in control, what I changed was my hair. I go brown, then I go blonde, then I go brown and then blonde. Brown blonde, brown
Is that
blonde.
the reason you have? I mean, they go like from all different colors, and they
Well,
even
I never
the
did do
the
colors.
tie dye.
Yeah, no, I never did do colors. But yes, someone that constantly
They're
is
not
doing
happy.
purple, pink, they're trying to control one thing, and that can be their hair.
I always saw that as one of the signs that they were borderline
Yes,
personality
absolutely.
disorder. But it does show that they're a very unhappy person
Yes.
by changing their hair
Yes.
color constantly.
So I've been
Yeah.
blonde now for like 25 years. Only went back brown a couple of times, so
Maybe being happy with who you were born.
that's true.
That
That's
you're
true.
not a natural blonde.
No.
Foremost, number 9, a codependent life is punctuated by extremes. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all over the place, I'm
Yeah.
sure. It's a roller coaster ride.
It is.
Woo!
Woo!
It's fun in the beginning for 5 minutes, right?
For 2 minutes, and then oh no.
Let's see, what did it's relationship, a toxic relationship.
Toxic relationships.
It's fun for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, life hardly ever remains on an even keel for long, and that's why I say that LaRonda hates that I say that she's boring. But compared to a what did I just say?
Toxic.
A toxic relationship, you're very boring.
Yeah. Thanks.
They're all
If
over
it's a
the
good
place.
thing.
They're a roller coaster, and you're
Yeah.
just like
Whoop, here we go.
straight line.
Even kill.
You're like the elevated the train in Japan
The
that
little
goes
train that could.
300 miles an hour.
Yes.
Because it's not, you can't go 300 miles
No,
an hour if you're
you
going
can't.
up and down like this.
Katie,
Anyway.
if you want in my lap, get in it. If not,
The
stay with your dad.
codependent's attitude about authority are usually extreme as well. So they don't like authority. Well, the authority takes away their control, I'm sure.
See, I've never been against authority ever in my life. You know, I've always liked it.
Well, also they probably see it because they don't have very high self-esteem. They see it as them telling them they're not. It's a put down. It's a.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It makes them feel bad when somebody tells them to do something.
Right.
Because they're not in control. And that sort of thing.
Okay.
And so number 10. Last, a codependent is continually looking for the something that is lacking or missing in their life. I guess they need to have a big Christ-sized hole in their heart that needs to be filled.
Yes.
Because whenever Jesus fills that, then you feel confident and
Incomplete. Yeah.
incomplete in Jesus. Then you have self-esteem.
Yes.
Codependents are restless and discontent regardless of external circumstances. So, it may be calm and peaceful and everything. Everybody's having a party, but they're apprehensive. One of the things was I wasn't able to live in the moment. I was worried about this moment ending.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't have a good time with somebody because I was afraid.
It would end.
And they're always worried about, when are we going to see each other again?
Right.
When's our next date? Start at the beginning, I really like you. When are we going to see each other again? Let's make plans for the next month.
For the next year.
Right, exactly. Let's move in together.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I had that happen too, so I've had a lot of experiences.
Let's see, we missed a couple.
Oh.
That was me. I have had every color and rainbow in my hair. LaRonda is a good calming spirit to us that is high energy all the time. And so, that was one of our jokes, is that a toxic relationship to addicts, lots of times their first date will involve a U-Haul.
Oh. And you know what, Bailey? That's a very big compliment, because that's how I felt about our Callie that we went to church with. she was such a calming spirit. And I with Callie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always wanted to sit by Callie.
Oh, yeah.
I said I loved her. She was
Everybody wanted to lay their head in her lap
in
take a
Callie's
nap.
lap and let her comb our hair
Oh,
because
that
she
reminds
was
me of the way my sister was. I used to lay
Yeah.
my head in her lap in church, and she would
comb your hair, rack your hair.
with her hands.
Yeah,
She would play
yeah.
with my hair.
The Braden likes that. If he wants
Yeah.
to lay on your shoulder and let you play
Yeah.
with his hair, that
Yeah.
just is calming. It's calming too.
Right.
It like gives you like reassurance, and stuff. I think.
Okay, so this concludes it. There are steps
Okay.
to take that will help you reverse your descent into misery, but you must take them. They won't just happen. Much depends upon your desire to free yourself from the ghost of your own past.
Oh, that's a good one.
The causes
good
of
one.
codependency, which we will discuss in part 2.
Okay.
It's a 2-part book.
Okay. Yeah, but I think let us know if you like this book. I love this book. And Tony, things will come up and he'll go, "Did you even read Love Is a Choice?" I was like, "Yes." And everything he says, I'm remembering it.
It's unusual. Usually every page is highlighted to death in my books.
But you've not. You
But-
highlighted
but-
the most important.
But these are not highlighted that much. So I'll mark where we pick up next time.
Yeah.
And we will go off there. Financial affairs.
Financial affairs. Okay.
Well, you've experienced where where the independent can take advantage of you financially.
Yes.
And
Yes, I
and
have.
ruin you financially.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep,
So
unfortunately.
that's a nightmare. Oh, that's what the independent looks for somebody to support their diet, their habit. They can't do it on their own.
Right.
And so they need somebody with money and stability that can
Continue.
can give them a place to live and money and time and all these things
Yeah.
to do their lifestyle. And that's a sad thing is
Yeah.
they wind up using. That's why the codependents often say you're treating me like a doormat.
An animal.
Oh, an animal.
Or an
okay.
animal.
I'm an
I am not an animal.
I like the animal on Newsboys. Whenever the drummer, his name's Animal.
Oh yeah.
And they spin him upside down in the drum
I've not
machine.
seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen
No,
that?
you
He
have
got
to
it
show
from
me.
I think what was it Def Leppard that had that?
No, it was Animal off of the
No,
Muppets.
no, the drum machine that went upside down.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was Def Leppard.
Remember
had
Animal
the-
off the Muppets?
Had
He was
the
a
drum
drummer.
machine that went upside down, and they bought it from them and
I didn't know that.
used it in Newsboys.
No, I didn't know that.
We need Bill to give me
Help us out, Bill.
help us out there with that one. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think that concludes
Did Bailey say anything else?
tonight. We went longer. We went 50 minutes.
50?
50 minutes.
Oh,
tonight
no,
with,
sorry.
With this one.
It was a good one though. I enjoyed.
Yeah, we lost 2 people.
I know
We
it's
lost a
too
few
long.
people.
30 minutes is about it.
Yeah, but we do want you to like. Thank you, Bailey. I'm assuming you're the one that liked.
Thank you, Bailey.
And because you always do, so follow her lead and her example and like our waycasts, and then we need you to comment and ask questions. Bailey gave you example to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome. I can't
Smiley face.
let's see. It is a smiley face
Smiley.
and then a handy face. I
And then
think.
yay.
Yay. No, okay. And so we need you to subscribe
Please subscribe.
because
Yes.
there are sometimes these videos get hidden, and we want to make sure that you're able to see all the videos and as we put them up. I need to make sure. I was looking to make sure. I need to make sure they're in the right in the playlist. I'm not sure they're all in the playlist because there's like 65 videos in the playlist
Yeah,
and we're
I've
on
looked.
68.
Yeah, I've
I need
looked.
to make sure all of them are in the playlist.
Yeah.
But I don't know if some of them are hidden or I just haven't put them in the right playlist yet. But YouTube does not like marriage. They don't like family.
Christian.
They don't like Christians.
Mm-mm.
Lots of times they will hide some of our videos unless you're a subscriber.
Subscribe.
Thanks to Bailey, I found that out.
Yeah.
I was all panicked one day whenever like 55 of them were missing. Thank you for sharing, Bailey. That was the other thing. I'm not on social media, so if you're on social media, follow Bailey's example and share it on social media. And then hit the
ding-a-ling, ding ding.
hit the ding-a-ling in your life.
Notification.
Not the person, but the bell down below. And that will notify you the next time we're on, and then you can come on and harass us while we're live. And then so we don't mind that. We appreciate your questions and comments, no matter what they are. We won't belittle you.
No.
And
never.
And won't get offended by anything you say. So, with that, we say.
All right.
Good night. Good night. Until we meet again. Adios. Au revoir. I'll be the same till then. And though it's always sweet sorrow to part, you know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that all your dreams come true. And now till we meet again. Adios, au revoir, our little say.
Good night. We love you.
And don't ever forget, you are truly loved.
Thanks, there you have.